Hello, welcome to another Word of Gord. It's been a long time, and I'm happy to be back. And in the last couple of weeks, I have felt the promptings and thoughts and desires of the recently deceased Steve Jobs. He wishes to communicate, and he seems to wish to communicate through me. That's quite a surprise to me, I might add, because I have not much connection with his work or his life, although I realize that millions of people around the world do have that connection, that strong connection, and feel him to be something of a saint in the technology world. Myself, I'm just a regular computer user, not very sophisticated, and just use the tools that are given me, the simplest ones at that. So in this communication, I will not be giving forth anything technical, because my little brain cannot handle it. I do not have the circuits or the language. But I am experienced in mediumship, and I have channeled a number of other spirits. So that aspect of it is quite straightforward to me. So, as by way of an introduction, let me just say that for those of you who are tuning into this because it's Steve Jobs and you've never tuned into a channeling before, the method is using psychic ability and telepathy. I feel his thoughts and emotions, and I translate them through my brain's receptivity, if you like, and my vocal cords ability into Gordon's language as best I can. I will not be using his voice, or he will not be using my vocal cords, and I will not be attempting to replicate his language structures. I will speak as I usually do. And also another caveat, in my experience, there's no way to absolutely prove that the spirit who is communicating is who they say they are. One has to use one's discernment and one's trust in one's guides, which I do, but I realize that you may not be able to do that. You may feel that I'm being hoodwinked, fooled, or that I am myself trying something fraudulent in order to get attention. I can do nothing about this. You must just choose to believe me or not to believe me. There is, as far as I'm concerned, no ultimately reliable way of testing a spirit. I know people do this, and some mediums are very, very good. But for me to translate, what is in the fourth drawer of the third bedroom on the fifth floor of his house is something I'm not particularly interested in. Let others do that. I stick to what I do best. So, for all of you around the world, here is another attempt. I believe the first attempt finished because the Flash player crashed, and I had to start again. So keep your fingers crossed, and we'll get through it this time. Steve would like to let you know that he has been overwhelmed by the great waves of love and devotion and sadness which have been coming his way since he passed. He knew he was popular, but he didn't quite realize just how popular and how revered. And he is telling me that spirit guides helped him, or maybe they did most of it, erect a sort of psychic shield around him so that he would not be completely fried by the levels of energy being sent his way. So it's just a little something he'd like you to know, that although he's grateful and humbled by what he felt, he had to protect himself from it. Although now he seems to be gaining strength and is able to, as it were, stand on his own in the light. Now he's thinking of his much watched video of his Stanford commencement. I understand over 15 million people watched that. Now he's saying that although he emphasized the importance of carrying the knowledge of one's death, one's inevitable demise, around from day to day as something to keep you focused and, ever desirous of continuing your life as it is, as it should be, and he's in no way putting that aside. He now wants to tell you that he feels it's important to also understand that your death, your mortality, is a transition into another life, and you will live eternally like he is now. And he wants you to feel positive and joyful about this. It's he says it's the best app going. Okay. The afterlife is for him a huge and pleasant surprise. It is so wonderful he can't begin to describe it. And he's sure others would do a much better job. And he wishes that he could just take a video of it with his iPhone and send it to you, but that is not yet possible. But he's hoping it will be in the near future. So, let me continue. He has, as well as meeting up with friends and loved ones who passed before him, and family, as we all do, he says, he has been shown around the afterlife, and what an amazing place it is. There is so much here, he says, that you just, it's mind-boggling. You just wouldn't believe how many areas of life there are in spirit. And he has been specially shown the areas where technical development of, just what you'd expect, is conceived, conducted, explored, and he has already joined in some of that with great excitement. And he hopes in the near future to be communicating some of the ideas that are being developed there telepathically through his colleagues at Apple and elsewhere. And he's very excited about some of the things that could be developed on Earth through spirit inspiration. It's early days yet for him, but he's already pumped. He says pumped to the max, although that's maybe my interpretation. So he wants to give you an example of a device that is freely available on the astral plane. It's a sort of a clear, I'm getting an image of a clear Perspex iPad thing. You can see right through it, with all the workings in it, circuit boards or whatever, seem to be clear too, but it responds to your thought. You can call it up from a table in another room in your home. You can call it over to you. You can give commands to it by voice, of course, and it will the screen will expand and contract quite easily at your command. It will kind of fly over, put itself on the wall, and expand into a large TV screen. Yes, I know, it seems incredible. And will then contract again. And this has been already developed on the astral plane, and he was had his mind blown when he was shown it, that's for sure. And he just offers that as one example of what's there that they would hope to get around the difficulties of Earth limitations and develop here one day. Um, he's not suddenly become religious by passing on into the wonders of the afterlife, but he would like to say that he's significantly more spiritual than he was. And he has come to think of the criticism and anger that he allowed to erupt in himself over the years towards others, and he feels rather quite badly about this, and he wishes to apologize to all of those of you who he offended or hurt with his outrages and criticisms. He feels now that he cannot justify that the way that he used to on earth. He did justify it by feeling that it would get better performances out of people if he criticized them and got angry at them. And although that may be true, he feels it was too high a price to pay. And he really humbly genuflects in front of all of you and asks for forgiveness. So I think that's the major points he wished to make. Let me see if I missed anything. Please stay positive in spite of all the negativity you see around you on earth. All the wars, all the suffering, all the starvation, I guess, and illness and disease. Because that is the way the world moves ahead. That is the way we progress, by focusing on the positive, by focusing on creativity, by focusing on the notion that despite all the tragedy and suffering, we can, by small increments every year, make the world a better, happier place. And he urges you all to keep that thought in mind. Yes. Okay, thank you. So, thank you, Steve. And I guess he's waving goodbye to all that knew him and loved him, and he returns that love with great vigor and enthusiasm. Thank you all, he says. And I thank you too. Please take this as you will, as you need, and love the life that you are living. And peace to all of you.